Using marijuana while on probation before getting caught could mean a probation violation, even jail time.
But in a unanimous ruling on Monday, the Michigan Supreme Court said courts can no longer punish people on probation for simply using marijuana just because it's against federal law.
13 on your side's Micah Cho read through the ruling, and he joins us now with what it says. Micah.
Well, if you're on probation, I wouldn't be lighting up a joint just yet. I talked with a legal expert this afternoon from the Cooley School of Law. He told me that the only thing that has changed really right now is the basis for how the lower courts justify banning marijuana use.
Started as a retail fraud case in Montcalm County in 2020, made its way up to the highest court in the state. Danielle Heavenlia Hess, who was convicted after stealing clothes from Meijer, was sentenced to 12 months of probation by a Montcalm County judge. However, under the order of her probation, she was not allowed to use or possess marijuana, later failing a drug test. But because there was no justification for prohibiting marijuana listed, Hess argued that her rights were violated, something the Supreme Court unanimously agreed on.
You cannot and should not, according to the Michigan Supreme Court, if you want this to continue to be a violation, a probation violation condition, non-use of marijuana, you can't base it solely upon the fact that it violates federal law.
The Michigan Supreme Court handed down their decision on Monday. According to Louis Langham of Cooley Law School, there are still ways courts, however, can prohibit the drug for people on probation.
If someone is convicted of domestic violence and part of the information is based upon the fact that alcohol and or marijuana drugs were in fact a contributing factor, then the courts can still, under my interpretation, the courts can still restrict marijuana usage.
He believes the ruling will allow for more guidance for Michigan courts.
So you need to use another legal source to justify that as a condition. And then I think at that point, it shouldn't be an issue.
Hess had 2 probation violations for marijuana. The Supreme Court ordered that the first charge should be vacated, the second one dismissed. 13 on your side, I'm Micah Cho.